What's going on, y'all? It's KIM, still in the ATL, Kim out of Atlanta, Georgia. And in this video, guys, I have to say this was inspired by one of my newest Better Bodybuilders, okay? When did she join? She joined Friday. I'm just going to get right into it, okay? And if you guys are watching in real time or replay, I would love to know where you're watching from. That always interests me. But I had a Better Bodybuilder who joined me, right? And she signed up, and when she got her box, it there was some stuff that was missing. This has never happened before, but it happened, okay? Y'all know I tell y'all the good, the bad, and everything in between, right? And so she was concerned because she was so excited about starting. Like many people, she had thought about this for a while. She had been watching me since March. Right now it's November. So she joined last Friday. Or the last Friday, recently. Okay, from March to November, she had been watching me, and she joined. And I'm happy Keely Taylor is on because I'm sure she has stories of her own, right? So this new team member of mine was like, you know, I thought about joining for so long, and then I finally do, and this happens. And she maintained, well, I said, just call customer service. I don't know why this happened. That's very, very strange, though. I was like, was your box, did it look like it was tampered with? She said, no, you know, I opened it. And so she called customer service. It all worked out for her good, as I knew it would, because, you know, customer service is going to send her the stuff that is missing for some reason. And they also, like, made up for it, trust me, big time. Okay, so all is well. But, you know, this is going to sound weird, but I look forward to things like this happening, because immediately when someone joins me, I kind of want them to be tested. I do. Because I'm going to be honest with you. This is not a journey for the weak. This is not for people who have little faith. Okay? And faith is not something that you speak about. It's something that you exercise constantly. What's going on, Candy out of New York? Hey, Keely. Hey, Ralph Grant Beloved. What's going on, Aphrodite, and everybody else who is joining? Now, and y'all tell me, contribute your horror stories, all the bad things that have happened to your business below, because what I want from this broadcast is I want people who are thinking about the business. I don't sell dreams. I sell what, you know, what could be, but I also sell the reality of what it is that I do, so that you won't come in with blinders on. But here's the deal. I kind of look forward to things for my new people, kind of sort of early in the game, because I want them to understand. I want to be able to have this conversation with them. I want to see how they process the situation. I want to see how they handle stuff under pressure. I want to see how they will they just shut down their communication with me, or will they work with me to help them work through what it is they're going through. All that stuff I want to know as early as possible, because I'm gonna be honest with you, when you're working this closely with people, I'm not going to say you don't want to pour your time into someone who doesn't value it, but you want to identify very early what a person is made of. Are they the type of person that says, okay, God, I joined the business, now do your thing? Or are they the type of person that says, you know, I took the first step of many to exercise my faith, to stretch myself, to go in a direction that I, you know, am uncomfortable going in? Because I'm going to tell y'all, you will be tested. If you look at my sales and you think, oh, Kim, all she does is shoot videos at home. Well, that's true. And yes, I shoot videos at home and I make sales. But if I tell y'all what all I went through, I can't remember it all. But there have been a lot of horrible things that have happened to me while building this business. And there's so many that I wrote a list. And I'm just going to go through the list very, very quickly, or as quickly as I can. And y'all tell me if y'all can relate. Okay, tell me your stories as well. Hold on a second. Aphrodite said, Kim, you're an easy person to work with. Well, that depends on who you're asking, Aphrodite. What's going on, Jennifer Mustafa? So listen, guys. And when I say you're going to have all hell break loose when you're building your business, it's not just in the business. It's also going to be in your personal life. Let me tell you all the bad things well, almost all the bad things that have happened to me since I started this business in 2015. Shall we? Okay, so one of the first things I remember is when I first started the business, and everybody can relate to this, I didn't have any money for any products. I mean, y'all, I struggled to keep a 5-pack of tea in stock, and back then we only sold it as a 4-pack, and I really needed the tea for myself, for some health stuff. So I would always have this conflict, like, should I drink the tea or keep it to sell? Should I drink the tea or keep it to sell? And would y'all believe that there was a guy in the business who I respected, had spoken at meetings, had a ring, had a team, was recruited by another big leader, and I'm thinking, you know, he has a ring and he kind of wanted to act as my mentor, okay? And would you believe he stole product from me? Basic, like, he didn't stick me up with a gun, but he one time he reached out and he was like, hey, I'm out of tea, do you have some? And I only had like, and I naively answered too quickly, and I told him I had some. He was like, well, what, can I borrow that from you? I mean, I have a shipment coming in, but it hasn't come in yet. I gotta leave town for my team and all this stuff. And he was like, you know, can I come to your house and get it? And I tell you what, I'll give you double what I take. And so I'm thinking, you know, he has a ring, he's a top earner, he's, you know, he has powerful mentors, and he has a call, and he has a team. Clearly, you know, he can, this makes sense. Yeah, his shipment just didn't come in. So I told him, yeah, he comes to my house, he gets the tea. Never heard from him again. Now, is this a reflection of my company? No, it's a reflection of that person. And I'm telling you this because so many of y'all are in companies and you let a person run you out of your business. Realize this, no matter what business you go into, foul people are everywhere. I listened to this podcast called MLM Nation. You know why? Because I'm a student of the profession. And in that podcast, there were some people in there. I remember this one guy said that his upline stole his wife. Stole his team and his wife. Can you believe that? So I always rely, you know, on things like that. And I say, you know, it could be worse. So that was one thing that really hurt my heart, though, because I was like, dang, I'm out here. How can a man steal from a woman, let alone a man with a ring steal from little old me? I don't think I had hit like $500 in sales yet. So I was so discouraged, but I was like, okay, it happened. I should have known better. Something in my gut said, you know, hey, you know, this is Atlanta. You say you have a team here. Can't you ask one of your team members? Why are you asking me? But I didn't listen to my gut. So I learned from that. I don't care who you are. You ain't getting nothing from me. Because y'all know I had somebody else call me one time, and they were like, hey, so-and-so, such and such a big leader is in town, and we were wondering if you had, and they named like 50 million things. And I said, yes, I do. And they were like, oh, like, well, so-and-so is coming to town and we don't have it, and you know, we'll give it to you back. I said, no, what you will do is you will pay me for it if you want to use it. Well, what are we supposed to do for that's not my problem. You know, that's how they got that ring, and they will never prosper. Jared Peterson said, yeah, a lot of people, some, and I shouldn't say a lot because I don't know the ratio, but some people do sorry y'all, some people do file things to, I am in the country again, but they do file things to get a ring or get on stage or hit a rank or appear. And that's why I always look at a person like for who they really are, and I try to get to know them. And if I don't know them, then I don't claim to know them. I don't think a Facebook Live introduces you to a person. I think you just really have to have some time with them and look at the people that surround them. So I'm a lot wiser than I first was when I got into the business, because it's so funny with MLM. Like, you have like these people almost are like of a celebrity status. It's weird. Even when I go to conventions, sometimes people are like, oh, I watch your YouTube videos, and I'm like, okay. And they're like, it's just weird. But anyway, let me continue with my list because there's a lot of things. All right, so I had the guy, a big income earner that stole from me. Oh, I had a client that stole from me. Oh yes. She reached out to me, oh my gosh, I love your videos, told me her sob story, and we were fine. We were fine for quite some time. And just one time, how did it happen? Basically, I do specials for my clients sometimes, like mix and matching products and quantities and trying to fit their budget. And so she had a budget issue and she wanted to try something, and I sent her a good relationship. And one time, of course, she was going to choir practice. She was going to choir practice, and she was like, oh, can you just throw this in with that, and I'll send you the payment after choir practice. And I said, oh, sure. Well, I guess choir practice has been like, what, 4 months now? Because I still haven't seen payment. And I knew better. I knew better. And what was so funny about it was she said something like, because it was like the second time I did it for her, and she said something about, my daughter was like, oh, this woman sends you money, sends you product before you even pay. And I was like, this is my girl and she trusts me. And it was something about that conversation. I was like, And so anywho, she got me that time, but I learned I don't care who it is. And I spoke to her since then, and it was shortly after that, and she tried to act like, didn't I send the payment? And I said, no. If you go back to your text message, I was asking you, hey, did you forget? Are you going to send it? And she was like, oh yeah, sure enough. Okay, let me look into this. And I never heard from her again. Never heard from her again. So again, that taught me that no matter how cool I am with someone, no matter how much they say they like you, don't come this way. Cause hold on, y'all. Ooh. No matter how cool you are with someone, no matter how much they say they like you, don't get too comfortable, and always treat your business like a business. Okay, that was something that happened. Oh, I remember one of my clients, one of my Better Bodybuilders, her account got shut down. J Baby, that was another fun thing. J Baby called me one day and was like, Kim, corporate shut my account down. Now they shut it down, and it's really a good thing, right? We learn from everything. But they shut down her account because she had made medical claims. So in our profession, we are not healthcare professionals, so you have to be very careful about what it is you post, and if you mention ailments by name. And a lot of people do this, okay? But corporate is cracking down on it, and they should, because it will get a shutdown, and none of us want that to happen, okay? But she had posted something on Instagram, and it had medical claims, and she didn't know. She was brand spanking new. And so I'm happy that she, number one, reached out to me, and she didn't see. You got to watch what people say and how they interpret things when you, especially when you have a new person, right? Whatever you're looking for, you will find. So there are people that when bad things happen to them, they say, oh my gosh, this must be a sign from God. I'm not supposed to do this. And then there are people who conversely say, oh my gosh, this must be a sign that I am on the right path, and the devil is trying to block me. The devil is trying to block me. But if I pursue through this trial, through this tribulation, through this challenge, then I know that what I really ultimately want is on the other side of this. Okay? Whatever you're looking for, you will find. If you want a sign to leave a business, you'll find it. If you want a sign to push through, anywho, you'll find it as well. And it's all in who you are connected to and what you are working. What the work that you put into your mind will determine what you get from your money over time. Okay, so that was fun. We got J Baby's account straightened out. It was just a misunderstanding. She complied, and all was well in the world. But that was fun when it happened. Sure was. Oh, another thing that was fun was, there was this how should I say, interesting. I like the adjective interesting. I use that quite often for a lot of things. Hold on one second. What, you can still get dressed. Just don't come behind me, okay? So there was this interesting character in the company as well. Now, this person, she rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. But I try to see the good in people. So she and I had actually formed a bond. I was surprised by it, and she was too. And in that bond, I let her get too close, and the crazy came out. And now, I don't mind miscommunications. I don't mind confrontations. People will tell you that all the time. It's not whether or not we will agree, because inevitably, two different people with two different opinions usually will disagree at some point in time. It is how a person disagrees that matter to me. What you look for?
Something to wear.
Oh, okay. No. You can put that back on, and then just put that back on for right now, okay? Yeah, put that back on. And then get your stuff and cream your skin, all that good stuff. So it is not whether or not you will disagree with a person. It is how you disagree when it inevitably happens. That's what matters to me. And so this person and I, this interesting character, we had a falling out. And baby, when I say that thing got ugly and that thing got nasty, now see, I'm not the Kimberly that I used to be. So I don't do a lot of, as wordy as I am in my videos, I don't do a lot of back and forth and arguments. I say what I have to say and then I leave it there. I don't lose my temper anymore. It takes a whole lot to make me lose my temper. However, this person threatened to actually come to Atlanta and come to my house. And see, I'm a Southern girl. So I let her know, oh yes, come on our property. That would work out perfectly for me. I want you to come onto my property. That will be in the way I said it. She knew, like, if it's one thing you don't do, you don't threaten to come see me where I am with my family. That's what you're not gonna do. And so when I say, like I said, this thing got nasty, she tried to smear my name to other people. I had text messages where people said, screenshot that she said bad things about me. But guess what? The good news is everybody knew she was crazy. Everybody knew she was crazy. So a lot of people didn't put too much into it. They just wanted to, I guess, like, make me aware, or, you know, they were just like, Kim, really watch it because she's crazy, which we all knew. It's just that for some reason I thought that I was different. She had done that to plenty of other people. And guess what? When she saw me face to face after making that threat, oh, she was all bark, because after that there was nothing. She was like, hey, how you doing? I was like, you must be out of your mind. I didn't say anything because I had nothing to say, but just the whole experience, the whole interaction, oh, it just was and it was while I was going through one of the most horrible times personally that I had ever been through. So it just really left a bad taste in my mouth again. But I would not let anybody run me out of this business. At the same time that she did that, I was going through a divorce. I had numerous things that had happened. Right before my divorce, I got into a biking accident and I had to quit my at-home job working for a very, very large company that people know. I was using that money to put money into my business, to grow my business. And as soon as I hadn't been having that job for a year before I had to quit. Just going for a regular bike ride, a dog comes chasing me, my bike flips in the street, and when I say my shoulder, my knees, I had to be rushed to the hospital. Oh my gosh, it was a month-long type ordeal. I could not walk. I couldn't bend my knees. I was in excruciating pain. At that time, I was in my marital home. It had an upstairs, downstairs. I went upstairs. I didn't even come downstairs. My son had to go downstairs and get stuff for me. And I was on painkillers. And during that time, I shot all of my videos. I still did my business. But I shot all my videos as voiceovers. You did not see my face because I had gained weight because I was in the bed and I was depressed. As my body was healing, so I ate chocolate and cheese. I was like, whatever, I don't care, and I put on weight. And so all of my videos were voiceovers. And then as soon as I became mobile again, I started doing more things, and I really went full force with the products again. And I said, can you get yourself together? And then I dropped the weight again. That's why I'm a firm believer in these products. I dropped the weight again, and you started seeing my face on camera. Many of y'all don't even notice. You would have to go back and look and then say, oh, I guess this is the period that she's talking about. But yes, Aphrodite said, oh my God, all this happened since you've been working. Maybe I'm not even done. Okay, let me see if I can speed this up. Inappropriate comments, that happens all the time. People like, Kim, I love your videos. But y'all know what? There are a lot of people who don't love my videos. There are people that, like, you think you know everything. Somebody told me I look like a man. Somebody told me I look like a fish, which I thought that was really funny because I do kind of look like a fish, you know, skinny face, big eyes. Oh, people just make comments like somebody will say, thank you, this is very helpful, and people will say, she's not that helpful, she doesn't know all that, all she does is read what people already wrote, and all different types of things. People are just funny like that, so that's always fun. Oh, business partners that I've spent a lot of time with, poured into, have quit, not even tell you why. Now I don't get mad because I did the same thing to my sponsor in my first company. When I left him and came to this company, I was embarrassed that I was leaving. had been so good to me, and I wanted to like make him proud. So when I left, I didn't tell him. It was a year later when I called him and said, I apologize, I didn't leave the right way. And he was totally understanding. He knew. You don't get to a certain level in a company and not have such like a deeper understanding of human psychology. So it was all good, and he was like, Kim, you are good. I want you to prosper wherever you are. We are fine. And that just really was a huge relief for me. And after I had that conversation, would you know, I really did start to do so much better in my business, because I think mentally it was messing with my mind that I was not adult enough to have that conversation with him about why I was leaving, because this was a person who did so much for me, and he didn't make any money off of me, but he just did it out of the goodness of his heart. And the fact that I was not, like I said, adult enough to have to, take that bull by the horns and say, you know what, thank you so much for what you've done, but I don't think I'm meant to prosper here. I'm going to go elsewhere. But I just wanted to give you the common courtesy of at least acknowledging you being a great mentor and letting you know. I think the fact that I didn't do that messed with me in a way that I could not explain or overcome in my business until I got it done. Does that make sense? Everybody said when I started that business, I lost a lot of weight, but someone in the business told me I'm still too fat to do the business. Wow. Oh, I don't like that. And you know what? I've had this conversation with other distributors as well. And all I can say is this, I've only lost 20 pounds in the business. I have people that have lost 3, 4, 5 times as much as me. It's not the amount of weight you lose. It is your journey, and it is, how you articulate the value of the products. Don't let anybody tell you you're still too big to do the business. Show people how far you have come and explain your position. There's room here for everybody. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I know people who have gotten in this business and lost no weight, and they're making big money. And I know people who have outstanding before and afters, and they're, I said no weight and lost big money. And then I know people who've lost lots of weight and they're making no money. It's baffling to them, and it's baffling to me too. But don't let anybody tell you what you can and cannot do. For some people, they say I've lost too little weight to sell weight loss products. For other people, they say, whatever the case may be, somebody is always going to have something to say. But what I'm telling you is the vision that you have for your future, it is your vision, and you shouldn't let anybody deter you from that, anybody or anything. The harder you work to maintain, to stay the course, trust me, the bigger the reward. And this is the price that you have to pay for success. This is the reason why I listen to so many audio biographies on Audible and stuff. Every single body, actors, athletes, people, politicians, so many people have gone through so much to get to where they are, but you don't know their backstory until you know it. And even then, you don't really know it because you haven't experienced it. But it just trips me up. It just cracks me up whenever I post like certain things and people say, oh, Kim, that's easy for you to say. And they have no idea how many jobs I've lost. I was driving Uber and Lyft while doing TLC. And when I was building my business, before anybody was watching my videos, when Periscope was out and nobody was watching my Periscopes, I was driving Uber and Lyft to make money. And I would sleep in parking lots. And my business partner, Candy B, would call me and make sure that I was safe and say, what time are you going home? And I would sleep in parking lots at the airport because I was too tired to even drive home. But that's what I had to do. And people would get in my car and I would say, where are you going to? And then I would try to sell them the products. Oftentimes I would have a $5 ride and $100 sale. So thank God for the products. She says, I know people who have had surgeries in that business but claim the products did it. Yeah, absolutely. There are people in weight loss companies who have surgery and claim that their products did. And that's my point. There are unscrupulous people in every single company, every single business, and that's not just for MLM. That's corporate. Bad people are everywhere. And bad situations will happen to you constantly, but you cannot let them disrupt you. You can't let them tear you down. I don't care if it's a loved one, a family member, a client that you hold near and dear to your heart, a business partner who you spent all your time with. This business is mostly about personal development. So a lot of times when I hear people say certain things, I just laugh because I'm like, they don't yet get it. Hopefully they hang in there long enough to get it. But it's not about, what script do you use? It's not as much about, where's the hottest place I can go to find leads. It's not, all these numbers and conversions as much as it is about the battlefield of the mind. If you can conquer your mind, you can conquer anything. A lot of times when y'all hear me do that sadistic laugh in my videos, I'm thinking about so many things, y'all. And sometimes you laugh to keep from crying. It is what it is. Is it worth it? To me, it is. Because that boy that's over there, I get to spend time with him. I get to take him to karate. I'm the one who picks him up and drops him off to school. I'm the one who prays with him at night before he goes to sleep. I'm the one who does all those things. So it's worth it to me. Whether or not it's worth it to you, that's only you can answer that. But the list goes on. Let me see here. Oh, I've tried to cheat the system before by trying to do the minimum auto ship. And then, not timing things correctly. And then having all the volume that I accumulated just blow away in the wind. I can only be mad at myself. Now, some people do that same thing and they call the company and say, it was just this one time. I fell asleep early. I didn't realize, blah, 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 blah. And then the company says, no, that's not how we do things. You should have had your auto ship set correctly. Right? And then when they hear the truth, some people get mad and they quit the business. Because when really they were never all in to begin with. Because if you were all in, you would do what you know to do. You cannot cheat principles, laws. These things, they hold true for everybody. Whether or not if you're a good person, but you still operate foul in your business practices, you will not reap the harvest. And then there are some people that you may think are not so good. But you know what? They understand the principles. They understand the laws. They understand the rules that govern success. And they follow and obey them. And they reap the harvest. But you over there talking about how they're not this and they're not that. That's none of your business. You focus on yourself and you do what you're supposed to do. I learned that the hard way. Yeah, I done tried this cheat system. I done tried to, like I said, what they say, don't let your minimums be your maximums. Babe. Yes, that was me. I was like, but that's all I got is a minimum right now. It's a steep price to pay. Okay? So I don't have volume flush, partners quit on me. I've lost commissions, same thing, not paying attention, getting so caught up in my circumstances that I didn't pay attention to my business. I didn't treat my business like a business. I didn't give it the respect it deserved and that it required. Lost commissions. You work so hard to get a customer. The one time somebody goes and order in your site, that's the one time you forgot to pay your auto ship. Oh, no, say it ain't so. Done all that. I have had my orders go to other reps, right? Just because I was not clear in my communication. Okay, it happens to the best of us. I have had certain mentors quit and badmouth, not me directly, but the same thing that they were telling us to do. Now they quit, go to another company, and they're badmouthing the same practice that they said was the surefire win. Like, how do you do that? How do you constantly have people that you look up to stab you in the back? When they were doing it with you, it was all well and fine. But now that they're not, oh, you a dummy for doing it this way. Really? I don't care what you do. I only care how you move. But it's par for the course. And this is not something that is specific to MLM. This happens in real life. You ever had that boyfriend or that girlfriend for the guys, that girlfriend that you love so much and everything was all fine and dandy when y'all were together, and the minute you break up, oh, they let out all your secrets and you the worst this and you the worst that, but at the time you were the best this and the best that. How does that happen? How do people do that? I don't understand that. Oh, this is my favorite one. Now, a lot of y'all don't know this. Only my students know about this in my e-commerce course. But do y'all know that Square shut down my store in June of 2019? June of this year. Oh, yes. Now, that was fun. Now, let me tell you what's so special about that story. I'm almost done. The funny thing about that story, y'all, is there was a post that I made. And I was like in my pajamas and I was like, oh my gosh. And it was a Saturday. I was like, oh my gosh, I've been in my pajamas all day long. And I had $1,000 day. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Hold on. You want to call your dad? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can, because he is off now. So go ahead and do me a favor. Just go in there and close the door so that we won't be talking over each other.
And also, can I
No, just call him. That's all you're doing.
Okay.
Just call him and tell him good night, and then yeah, everybody going night. But go in there and close the door so that y'all can have y'all's conversation and I can have mine. So anyway, guys, this was the funny thing about the Square store shutdown. So, and it's not that Kim is bad. If you go to YouTube and you look this up, Square shuts down a lot of businesses that are not brick and mortar. If you are online and you do a certain amount of volume, see, I'm not going to go too deep into this. Just know this. I've learned a lot about business in this business, okay? And certain things like Square are credit card aggregators, and they decide who they want to rock with, basically. And when you have certain like spikes in volume or sales, it kind of causes the system to red flag you, like, whoa, 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 what's going on over here? And I remember it clearly because it was a Saturday, and I had just made $1,000 in sales.
I think you'll call me back.
Okay. All right, love. I had just made $1,000 in sales, basically in my sleep. I like to sleep in on Saturdays. Who doesn't? And I was basking in the glow of having a 1K day. Huh?
While I'm waiting, can I do call back?
And that was a great day. That was a great day. And so Monday comes around though, and about 10:30ish, I go to log into my account and I can't. It's like your account has been deactivated. And I try to contact Square, and what they do is everybody is assigned a code, and you have to enter in your code to get to customer service. You cannot just call them like, what's up, girl, customer service rep? No, you have to enter in a code that identifies you, kind of like a social security number, okay? And so when I put in my code, they automatically routed me to a recorded message that said, your account has been shut down. Goodbye. And I'm like, I already know that. I'm trying to figure out why. Why are you telling me goodbye? And y'all, it was just the craziest thing. Now, my Square Store students know about the intimate details of this, and I've told them how to, I had a student who her account was threatened to be shut down, but it didn't get shut down, and so she was able to avoid that. That's another thing, y'all. I feel like every single thing that I've gone through in my business, in my life, it's not just for me, it's for all of the people that are going to come in contact with me. Everything that I've gone through on my weight loss journey, as far as losing weight, gaining it back, when personal trials and tribulations happened in my life, that is for me to help my clients with. Everything that I've gone through, everything horrible in business, that is for me to help my business partners with. So when they come in and they complain about, my computer's moving slow, woo, 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 or something like that, I'm like, girl, please, girl, bye, boy, bye. Do you know what I've been through? And I'm able to tell them that so that they're like, oh, let me stop complaining. My stuff doesn't seem as bad, because I'm telling y'all, like I said, from divorce, moving out of the marital home, moving to a whole nother state, having to totally rebuild my entire life, okay, having people that I considered friends stab me in the back, having just all types of stuff. You're going through stuff personally. You got a client who's like, you didn't call me back, so I bought from somebody else. You're like, girl, you just messaged me 5 minutes ago. What you think this is? And you know what? It's all good, because all that stuff teaches you who you should work with, who you should not work with. So when y'all hear me talking a certain way, and you're like, dang, did she have to say it that way? Yes, she did. And she said it that way for a reason. And yes, I'm doing the neck roll to let you know I mean business. Because you never know what a person has been through. You never know. But rest assured that what they've been through is a large part of the reason why they are the way they are. And you don't have to understand it. You don't have to like it. But just know this. There's nothing new under the sun. And when you partner with a certain type of person, some of their trials and tribulations, some of the things that you're going to go through, they can help you through it as well. And likewise, the stuff that you're going through is not for you alone. It's for all the people that you're going to come in contact with. All of the people who are going to be like, oh, but you don't understand. And then you can say, oh, wait a minute. Yes, I do. Because I'm telling y'all, every single thing, like I said, there was a lesson in it. And it made me stronger. It made me last longer in this business. And one of my affirmations is that I am emotionally invincible. Not that I don't have emotions, but just that I'm very, very strategic in what I let affect me on more than a surface level, on how I internalize the things that I am going through. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I really do hope it does. Even with the Square store situation, I was rocking and rolling with Square. Oh my gosh, it was wonderful. Wonderful. But a lot of the reason why I started the Square store, it was because of some certain things that I saw some gaps, some holes that I could fill with Square. And guess what? Now those gaps have been filled because corporate has done such a great job implementing some things to make our business easier. Does that mean that it's not necessary to have a Square store? No, not necessarily. There's still some benefits to it. However, I will put it like this. It was time for me to move on. It was time for me to move on. There was another system that I was looking at. It costs more money now. It costs more money. And I've been looking at it for a while, but I had just gotten so comfortable with Square that I never pulled the trigger on it. And so having the Square store, having Square shut my store down, of course, that made me move quicker with that, have more of a sense of urgency, right? When one door closes, another one opens, correct? Awesome. So now I'm like, oof, I'm not going to get into details about that system, but just know everything is always working together for my good, and it's working together for yours too. Whether or not you choose to see it, that is strictly up to you. But I'm telling you, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do another video too about, this is a list of the majority of bad things that have happened to me while I've been building my business. But I also want to talk to y'all about jealousy, because truth be told, when I, going through this time, I was looking at certain people to the left and the right, and I would see certain people hitting certain benchmarks in their business, and I didn't want to be jealous of them. But the truth was, I was jealous of them until I got to know them, and I saw, man, they've been through hell too, and this is really a good person, and they deserve everything they are getting. And I'm telling y'all, there are so many lessons that I have learned in doing this. And when I speak with most business owners, whether they are in MLM or not, they say the same thing. Owning a business will teach you a lot about money, but guys, it will teach you more about your mentality. It will teach you more about your mentality. Okay? So whether or not you want to do this, that's up to you. But if you do this, please do not think that all you have to do is sign up and then God just gonna make you rich. That's not how it works. You are signing up for the first of many trials and tribulations that will test whether or not you really, really want this thing that we call success. All right? Guys, let me know if this video helped you out. I saw some of the comments, but I am in an area where the signal is kind of in and out, so I'm sure I missed some of them. I'll go back and look later. Right now, I'm gonna go to bed because KIM and the ATL has to make it to the SAV tomorrow. And like I said, I hope this helped y'all. Please, 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 excuse me, when you see me post certain celebratory things, don't hate on me. Don't hate on me. That is a spirit that will keep you from the things that you want. Okay? I'm not saying don't hate on me because it hurts me. I don't know whether you hating on me or whether you hate me or you love me. I don't really know. I don't know y'all. Y'all don't know me. But I'm just telling you, from a place of a deeper understanding of self, don't hate on me. Don't hate on anybody, because what's available to me is also available to you. All you have to do is go get it. And you just have to outlast. Outlast who, Kim? Outlast everybody. More importantly, outlast your own self, your own negative self-talk. Okay? That part of you that pushes you down, that part of you that makes you think that you're not good enough, that part of you that compares you to other people and always finds the fault in you. You got to outlast your own negative energy. You got to suffocate it. You got to smother it. You got to totally diminish that part of you that brings you down, that's really not meant to be a part of you. All right, if that makes sense. I hope it does. If it doesn't, listen again. All right, y'all, I gotta go. If you're watching on Facebook and you enjoyed this, because I keep it real. This was a keeping it real, a Kim confessional. But yeah, if you enjoyed this and you're watching on Facebook, hit follow and see first. And if you're watching on YouTube, click subscribe and bang the bell to the right, ding dong. So every time I upload a new video, you'll be the first to know. All right, y'all, good night. Let me know about your own horror stories. Like Aphrodite, thank you so much for sharing. And I know like some of y'all have been through your own trials and tribulations, but share it down below and give someone else who's going through it. You never know who you can help. Somebody might be just thinking, oh, forget this. this is not worth it. And then they could stumble across this video and see your comment, not mine, but yours. And that could give them the strength to push through just another day, another week, another month. Who knows? But let's share. Sharing is caring. Bye, y'all.